What's up, Raptors fans? Welcome to the Warriors Report. We have some news to talk to you about regarding the Raptors, and that is that the Raptors have signed DJ Wilson on yet another 10-day contract. So obviously, you guys may remember earlier in the season or several months ago, we signed DJ Wilson to two 10-day contracts. We signed him to a 10-day contract. He went into COVID protocols, and then we brought him back for another 10-day contract, but he did not see playing time at all. Now, this to me just sounds like a very funny scenario because it seems like that guy who really likes the girl and he keeps telling her he likes her but never asks her out. It would have been awesome to just sign DJ Wilson to the rest of the season because tomorrow is the final date to finalize your roster going into the playoffs. So obviously, this means we'll only have him for 10 days. And it's a little bit surprising because obviously the Raptors do have a decent amount of centers on this roster. But why did the Raptors not sign a point guard or a guard? Well, I'll break all of that down in today's video. So if you guys are ready to watch, make sure to hit the like button. If you guys want to hit the subscribe button, we're super close to 3,000 subscribers. That'd be amazing as well. So with that being said, let's get into today's video. Now, as you know, I do like to give out shout outs on my channel. And for today's video, we have a new winner. That is Sean Robinson. So Sean, thank you so much for supporting this channel through likes and comments. It is very much appreciated. Now let's talk about DJ Wilson. Now, I mentioned this in my previous video and why I wanted the Raptors to sign DJ Wilson. He's a very mobile big. He's 6'10". He's listed at 230 pounds. So you're probably thinking he's not that 7-foot center. Neither is he a very large center, but I think it's fair to say that Masai Ujiri and Bobby Webster management have gone with this plan of signing the 6'8", 6'9" guys, and they're going to stick with that and see how it works out in the playoffs because obviously they have a vision. They don't want to all of a sudden change that vision and sign, a 7-foot center, even though I felt like it would have been nice to have that backup option just in case when you do face bigger centers or bigger players in the playoffs. But DJ Wilson, obviously limited games played with the Raptors, 8.4.7 rebounds. I like what he brings to the Raptors. I know he's 6'10". He actually plays very mobile, and he plays with a lot of smart basketball, a very high IQ basketball. And the thing I like about DJ Wilson, I know he's listed at 6'10", he'd actually be our tallest player on this roster, is he provides a lot of different abilities, not just beyond the points and the rebounds, which you see with most centers. And I'll just leave his G League statistics for you guys who may want to view this, but this is what he's been doing in the G League as well. He's been killing it down there. 18.5 points, 8.6 rebounds, 2.7 assists, which is the important part for me because he moves the ball well. He's a smart player, and we saw some of those plays he was making with Pascal Siakam, which just kind of shows off his ability to play off ball and just rotate, and he can guard multiple positions as well. I know he may not be the best defender, but he is definitely very well capable of guarding at times some small forwards as well. And I know it doesn't show it on here. He's a decent three-point shooter as well. So he just gives you another option besides Chris Boucher, who can shoot the three ball as well. Now I want to go a little bit more into depth about obviously why the Raptors did not sign a guard or a point guard. We know Fred VanVleet has been dealing with that knee issue. And when you take a look at the Raptors' current roster, we have 6 players who can play the power forward and center position. I left OG Anunoby off of this list. You can technically put him in there as well because he's obviously injured, but let's focus on these 6 guys. Now, you may be asking, we have 5 guys that can play the center/power forward position. Why would we add another player of the same caliber? I think it's fair to say the reason we did that is because obviously Pascal and Scotty are locked in for that power forward center position. And then you have the 3 bench guys in Khem Birch, Precious, and Chris Boucher. Now Khem Birch, I've mentioned this in my last video, he's been really inconsistent since he's been back with the Raptors. And not only that, but he's also dealt with a lot of injuries. So if we take out Khem Birch just for a moment there, we're left with Chris Boucher and Precious Achiuwa off of the bench. Now, Chris Boucher, he's had a lot of good games, but let's be honest, he also has those games where he has a very low IQ, and it really forces Nick Nurse to kind of just go with Precious Achiuwa, who, let's be honest, he's been pretty decent as of late, but he's also very prone to the same problems that Chris Boucher has. It's just making silly plays, having very tunnel vision, attacking the rim, and just not looking around. So that's where DJ Wilson kind of just comes in, just to give you another option, but just also to give a few minutes break to guys like Scotty Barnes and Pascal. So it just gives you that another option. And I think DJ Wilson, again, he's not going to be putting up huge numbers in terms of point production, but he's just going to be another power forward/center you can play out there. That's going to give you a little bit more production offensively besides Khem Birch. I mean, Khem Birch has really struggled offensively besides his little baby hook shots. He's not giving you a lot on the offensive side. Now, Precious Achiuwa has been better. he can be inconsistent at times. So that's where DJ Wilson comes in. Another thing you have to factor in when we talk about signing another center or power forward as opposed to signing a guard to give Fred VanVleet a little bit of a break is that Scotty Barnes and Pascal Siakam are very well capable of playing the point guard position, as we saw. So essentially, you have a lineup of Scotty Barnes at the point guard position. You give Pascal a little bit of a break. You bring in DJ Wilson. You have Chris Boucher. Now you have three guys in your lineup that are all over 6'7", 6'8". So you have this monster lineup of everyone here except for, I mean, if you want to put in leaving Gary Trent Jr. there, you have four guys. You can play Pascal, you can play Scotty, you can play Chris, and DJ Wilson at the same time. So we know Scotty is capable of guarding multiple positions as well. So if you play, let's say, Pascal Siakam at the point guard position, you can play Scotty Barnes at the center, or you can play him at the small forward position as well. So it just gives you a lot of options to go with different types of lineups, and DJ Wilson just provides a little bit more than our three guys on the bench in terms of just having high IQ and being very productive on the offensive side and being pretty capable of defending multiple players on the defensive side as well. So I think that's the benefit of signing someone like a DJ Wilson. Now, my only concern with this signing is this man right here. I love Nick Nurse. I think he's a genius, and as Masai Ujiri has labeled him as a mad scientist. The only issue I have is we did sign DJ Wilson to that second 10-day contract, but he saw absolutely 0 minutes on the floor. Now, I know Nick Nurse has eased up a little bit in terms of playing his bench a little bit more since we have acquired Thaddeus Young, but the only issue is you're still seeing Nick Nurse playing a tight rotation of 8-man. You'll notice he'll play that 9th man occasionally, he'll give him 5 minutes, or starters are still playing very heavy minutes. Now, obviously, with OG Anunoby out, we'll see Thad Young getting a lot more minutes and hopefully some other bench guys as well. So that's the only thing I think that's concerning for me is Nick Nurse and just how many minutes DJ Wilson will actually get with the Raptors. So I do want to hear your guys' thoughts on this signing, though. Do you like this signing? Would you rather the Raptors have signed a bigger center, or would you have the Raptors sign a point guard / shooting guard or even a small forward? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And I do have a trivia question for you guys today. And that trivia question is, which Raptors player this season has the highest field goal percentage? Is it A, Pascal Siakam? Is it B, Kem Birch? Is it C, DJ Wilson? Or is it D, Scotty Barnes? So whoever answers this trivia question correctly first in the comment section gets a shout out in my next video. And I also have a new feature I want to talk to you guys about right here. So I'm going to be taking questions from you guys in the comment section. I found this off of Reddit just to kind of have a discussion. So any questions you guys want to throw in the comment section, I'll pick one out and I'll give you my answer at the end of next video. So you guys can do that as well. So you can answer the trivia question, and then you can just leave a question you have personally for the Raptors or for me, and I'll pick one question and I'll answer it and I'll discuss it at the end of my next video. But this question here was very interesting, posted by AK Kaido on Reddit. So it was talking essentially about Nick Nurse and how he's played his bench. So I agree our bench isn't good, but it's not the worst in the league. AK said, I can't stress this enough, but almost every player talks about how important it is for them when a coach believes in them and lets them play through their mistakes, knowing that you will get consistent minutes and don't have to keep looking over your shoulder is a huge mental boost for most players. The mental side of sports gets downplayed so much. A lot of people think these dudes are robots and are affected by pressure and emotions. Nurse pulls these dudes completely out of the rotation if they make a few mistakes or play a couple of bad games in a row. That helps no one. It just puts unneeded pressure on the role players who don't have a consistent role, kills their confidence, leads to overthinking, and clearly all of them are playing like trash. Is that all on Nick Nurse? Is that all on Nurse's fault? Of course not. At the end of the day, they are pros and aren't performing, but Nick Nurse is doing a horrible job at putting them in a position to succeed. So what do you guys think of this question? Do you think, I know obviously our bench hasn't been the best, but do you think Nick Nurse should let them play through a few mistakes, just similar to how Casey did? Think of Coach Casey, Dwayne Casey. He really let the bench play through some of their mistakes, and you saw obviously the bench production was a lot better then. Or do you think Nick Nurse is being a little bit too harsh, or do you think we need a better bench? Obviously, we could use some better bench pieces, but do you think our bench is just so bad to the point that Nick Nurse shouldn't be playing him at all? Or do you think it's Nick Nurse's fault, as noted here by AK? I agree with some of the points here. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, guys, and that will be it for today's video, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have yourselves a great day.